Hi, this is Charles Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Insights. What I talk about in Hidden Wealth Radio, you don't want to miss. I want to teach you how to become a tax-free retiree. Coming off this infamous tax week, did you pay enough? Are you realizing, as many of our clients that have kicked themselves for not learning this 20 or 30 years ago, that you're paying as much or more tax in retirement, or realize that you'll be facing as much or more tax in retirement, especially for those of you that haven't retired yet, than the tax that you paid while you were working? Well, you're not alone. AARP in a recent study found that the top two fears out of the top six for retirees or soon-to-be retirees today are, number one, running out of money, which is a direct correlation to number two being an increased tax burden on retirement. See, if we have to take a gross amount out to net a bigger amount as the cost of living goes up and as federal taxes go up, unfortunately, that's going to cause us to risk running out of money even sooner. And so there was an article that came in for Scott Burns on the Dallas Morning News this last week. I talked about on the radio. And it's what I would call the 80-20 rule. It's now found that 80% of federal tax in the United States is paid by the top 20% of wage or income earners. And some of that income is coming from IRAs and 401ks, since that's where predominantly baby boomers have saved. And to make a long story short, the person asking the question says, can you explain this tax situation where, in essence, the last $100 this gentleman and his wife took out of their IRA, they had to pay 30% net effective tax on in Texas, where there's not even a state income tax. But on a federal level in retirement, they're at a 33% net. Most people, we find, are not at a 30 or 33% net. And here's how Scott answered. He said, the real issue of what you've been hit in the face with is you're paying a lot more in income taxes as a retiree than you expected to pay. I find that every week. I take on a certain number of clients each week, and many of those folks, either one or both spouses, are retired. A lot of folks on my team support those that are positioning themselves for retirement, and people just can't believe the tax that they're paying. He said for many, the added tax of their Social Security benefits literally means their income tax bill doubles. And he says equally important, the burden of that tax falls entirely on the money that you've saved in your qualified retirement plans, aka 401ks, IRAs. Let me ask you an easy question. Would you ever pay 30, 40, 50% interest rates? Well, that's the lien that you've put on with the federal government, the IOU to the IRS with your IRA, which was likely your former 401k. And if you're not retired yet, it's still in a 401k and it's an IOU, I can assure you. So why defer paying a higher tax later than the tax you can pay now and get your money tax-free and Uncle Sam out of your retirement right now today? In fact, many people were amazed because I want to offer you the opportunity to get a free tax-free retirement income analysis, a value of $500. We've done this and offered this now the last 2 weeks, and we're booking out a couple weeks in advance now. But the people and the feedback that we've received, they just couldn't believe. They said, I can't believe you can get money out of these accounts and not pay the physical tax out of your own pocket. And I had no idea you could put it somewhere that grows without tax, you can take it out without tax, and then of course we can make sure the government doesn't become the biggest beneficiary of your life's work, and you can transfer it without tax. And you can do that right now. Go to solvemyretirement.com. Register, reserve your spot right now. It's a no cost, no obligation, tax-free retiree protected webinar. I want to teach you how to be a tax-free retiree. How your money grows without tax, you can access it without tax. And I encourage you to do that with your spouse if you're married. And do that right now. Or you can call 855-668-2928. That's 855-668-2928. But you've got to hurry. For those who register, attend, and request, the first 20 that respond to this and do what I'm suggesting, we have waived that $500 value and gifted you my most recent book that teaches you the core 4 success criteria, in particular one that gets Uncle Sam out of your retirement. SolveMyRetirement.com or 855-668-2928 and find your hidden wealth tax-free solution.